What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love Bel-Air, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about Bel-Air Season 2, Episode 3. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. Now the title of the episode is called Compromise, and the description of the episode reads, when Ashley's favorite teacher is fired, Will goes to great lengths to help her out and leaves Carlton in an uncomfortable position. So those was the key elements of this episode. As y'all saw, it didn't end well for Carlton. He had an anxiety attack. We knew this was going to happen. He was taking off those meds, and it was just a matter of time before he exploded. And with all the pressure on his plate, I mean, it was just bound to happen in my opinion. And now I want to see how he's going to adapt to everything that's going to come his way, because I see it getting more difficult for him. We know he's going to be getting into a fight this season. I cannot wait to see that, but he definitely needs some help. And, hopefully Will continue to be there for him along with his friends and his family. But we ain't going to waste any time, y'all. We will hop right into this recap. I know all 3 episodes are finally out officially. A lot of people was asking why I didn't release the recaps earlier. Well, apparently Peacock only released 1 episode premiere week, but all 3 episodes still was out on certain online services. So of course everybody was asking about episode 2 and episode 3 recaps, but I guess Peacock came out and said they was only going to do 1 episode each week officially. So on the actual Peacock app, you couldn't see all 3 episodes, at least for me and a lot of other people, but on other online services, websites, you can, find all 3 episodes. So I don't know what the hell went down. When this season was announced, they said that they was going to start out with the first 3 episodes, just like in season 1, but they didn't do that. But the episodes still got put out regardless, but Peacock did not officially put them out. So I just waited until they officially dropped to avoid any type of copyright issues. And that's why a lot of other YouTubers did the same thing. And it don't matter what show it is. If I see the episode early, I can't talk about it until it actually comes out officially, just to protect myself. And I mean, it's just business, but it is what it is, man. Let's hop right into this recap. Now, the episode begins with Will. He's with his basketball team. The coach is trying to make sure that everybody is good. Just trying to make sure everybody is, ready for the playoffs. Now, his boy Tyler, he's still kind of upset because of what Will did in the last game. And he wants to make sure that Will is not going to be acting all selfish and that he's going to look out for the team. Will tells him, look, he's sorry and everything will be cool down the line. Now we see the article of the OG Will Smith, and you can see the Bel-Air turns up the heat. Bulldogs win the title. I thought that was funny that they put that in there. Your girl Lisa, she walks up and she's talking to Will about the pre-protest that they're going to have at the mansion, and she wants to make sure that everything is good if she was to come. He's good. He's cool. You know what I'm saying? As of right now, it seems, cool with them being friends, but we know Will, deep down inside, he still has feelings for Lisa, and he proves that later on in the episode. Now, Carlton is having a conversation once again with Miss Basson, and she's pretty much telling him she don't want this protest. He is telling her, well, maybe you don't want the protest because you were applying for a new job. And she tells him, well, you was pretty much high up on the list to win this Founders Award, so maybe you should think about what you're doing, because if you go through with this, that can mess up your chances to win that. So now Carlton has even more pressure on him to make sure that this protest does not go down the way it's supposed to, right? But Will, he hears everything. He acts like he didn't, but he tells Carlton, like, what is her problem? What is she on? And of course, he does not want to stop this protest. He believes they didn't need to continue to fight for Miss Huge. And as of right now, that's exactly what they're going to do. Now, everybody's at the mansion for the pre-protest, and Carlton's having a conversation with Will. He's telling him, like, look, maybe if we get support from the student body, we don't even have to walk. We can win this thing before we even step out there. He's just trying to stop the protest, because remember, he had that conversation with Miss Basson, and he's trying to stop all of this from going down. Now, Will tells him you need to go over there with Yasmin because he knows she likes him, and he feels like that's the best thing that Carlton should be doing. Now, Uncle Phil pulls Will to the side, tells him, like, look, I need you to look out for Carlton. He's not on his meds anymore, and you need to watch out for any small signs, any, differences in behavior. Just look out for him. And, Will, that's what he's going to do. But Uncle Phil does tell him he doesn't necessarily trust that Doc Hightower guy and that, maybe he's up to something. Will's not liking it because he really does trust him, but Uncle Phil, to me, is doing the right thing. You don't know what this dude is all about, and I do believe Uncle Phil when he says there's other ways that, Will can get a D1 scholarship, and he wants to get more intel on Doc Hightower, in my opinion. Now, Will's kicking it with his boy Tyler, and he notices that Lisa is having a conversation with Drew, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Will still has feelings for her. He's seen that he was over there, flirting with her like he does each and every year. So Will goes over there just to, to mess things up. He wants to get in the dude's head. He also, in my opinion, wants to let Lisa know, like, look, I still like you, but we know we just friends. Will know what he was doing. He was definitely in there blocking your boy Drew from getting his flirt on. Now, Lisa, she's going to be Viv's new assistant, and that's good for her because she was trying to get Hillary. And y'all know Hillary, man, she's high maintenance. She wasn't having it. And, it makes more sense to me to have Lisa, seeing that the two have a connection. And now she's going to be around a little bit more, which means she may be around Will more than she thought she was, seeing that the two have broken up. Now, Ashley invites Miss Hughes to come there to the pre-protest, and of course she thanks all of the students for standing up for her. It's a good deed, and hopefully it can actually help with getting her job back, but we know this process is not going to be easy. Now, Carlton is having a conversation with Yasmin, and she's thanking him for doing what he's been doing, stepping up. She wanted him to do a speech. He has agreed to do this speech. They're, talking about what needs to be said, but more importantly, they're just bonding, having a good time. And we know they was about to kiss, but your girl Hillary, she walked in, she ruined the moment. So Carlton probably is not going to get this kiss until the end of the season, because I got that funny feeling based off this episode, he's about to go through a whole lot of drama. Now, throughout the episode, we saw Uncle Phil and Viv. They talked about Miss Hughes and, of course, what she's done as far as violating the school's policy. And we know Uncle Phil, he wanted to get all the facts together before he actually would do anything. But the students, they ain't having that. And we can see Carlton, we see Will. Will's like, nah, we got to do something about this right now. We have to do this protest. Carlton, he's looking at Yasmin. He's looking at Will. And he's like, you know what? You're right. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to do this protest and get the job done. And it's not just about Miss Hughes getting fired. It's also about, what they're being taught at the school, what's allowed to be taught. And the students really believe that things need to be changed all the way around the board. Now, your girl Hillary, she's having a conversation with this advertiser about, I guess, a new drink that needs to be promoted. And everything is going good. But this lady tells her, like, look, can Ivy be a part of this? You know what I'm saying? Hillary thought everything was cool, but once she mentioned Ivy, it's like, man, now I got to go talk to her. I got to see what she's all about and see if she's going to be down for this. Now we get to protest day, and apparently administration has put out if any of the students participate in this protest, that means they're going to get suspended, and any activities that they're involved in, they're done for. So everybody's pissed off, but they still have a lot of students willing to participate. Will is like, screw all that. Ain't no way they're going to suspend all of us. They have another meeting before they actually go out there and protest. Once again, Carlton is trying not to really do the protest. He's talking about negotiating or whatever. And, Will is like, nah, I ain't really trying to do that. But we know they end up talking about meeting with the head of the school to negotiate what they can do. And Miss Basson, of course, she's going to talk about how she only wants 2 students to go, which is going to be Yasmin and Carlton. That way, her whole game plan to stop this protest can actually work, but we know it didn't work. We know the protest ended up still happening. Now, Hillary meets up with Ivy. She's trying to have a conversation with her about that drink. I believe Simply Spiked is the name, but we know Ivy is busy. She tells her, like, look, we can talk later about this whole thing. She doesn't have time right now, but y'all know Hillary, she was pissed off. Now, you guys let me know what y'all think your boy Jeffrey was doing. He was in Uncle Phil's computer trying to get some intel about something. And it seemed like Uncle Phil had like a passcode on that, and it pissed Jeffrey off. But we know Uncle Phil ended up walking into the office, and luckily Jeffrey was able to get up out that seat and act like he was in there catching up on some work. But we know he ended up asking Jeffrey, can he get some intel on James Lewis? I guess that's the guy that works at his firm that we saw a few episodes back. And he wants intel on him because he believes he's been acting kind of funny. But when Jeffrey walked out, we noticed that Uncle Phil was looking through his stuff like he felt like Jeffrey was in there snooping around. So that lets us know that he does not necessarily trust Jeffrey all the way. and he's going to be watching out for him. You guys let me know what y'all think about that. Now, Yasmin and Carlton, they have a conversation with Mr. Hartwig, and they end up coming up with a compromise about the school policy. And I guess they end up talking about how they will change some things. But Yasmin, she wasn't really feeling it. You know, she wants more things to change. Now, they end up allowing them to do the whole protest, but it's supposed to be a silent protest. No speeches, no signs, nothing or whatever. But we know they end up agreeing to do it, but we know that changed because now Will, Carlton, and Yasmin said, look, we still gonna do the original protest. When we get out there, we're gonna act like everything is cool, but then we still gonna do the speech, we still gonna put up the signs and the banner, and we're gonna still make a point. But you can tell that that pressure was really getting to Carlton, and it was just a matter of time before he flips out. Now, Ivy tells Hillary that she is not doing the deal. She tells her that her lawyer said, we cannot endorse the competition. Hillary's like, look, don't nobody even know anything about your drink. Simply Spiked is international, is bigger, and it makes more sense for the house. Even though she didn't get Ivy to do it, she still texted the Lisa lady back and told her that she is looking forward to closing the deal. So we know Hillary got some tricks up her sleeve. Now we get to the protest. Will is like, screw the compromise. We can see he got stuff on his hand. Justice for Miss Huge. Of course, the administration, they're out there, and Carlton, he goes on live or whatever, but it's not really doing anything big. He's getting pressured by everybody to do his speech. Drew was all over him, telling him like, look, you have to hurry up because they want us to go inside. They want this to end. They end up taking the banner that they had, and now it seems like this protest is just not going to work. And Mr. Hartwig, he comes outside telling all the students to go in, that this is over, but Will, he got other plans in store, right? And while Carlton is being pressured, we can see Miss, Basson, she's looking at him like, look, you better shut this down. You better not do that speech. And Carlton, he can't take the pressure. He ends up, walking off, and we can see he's having an anxiety attack. This has finally got to him. We knew eventually this would happen, but Will tells him, look, I got you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure we get this out. He runs, he snatches the banner out of administration's hands. He runs into the school, and then we see him take that banner and he drops it down at the top of the school. All the students see, and it says Black Teachers Matter. So this is what we saw in that official trailer with Will doing this. And now this is the hype. This is the moment that everybody was waiting for. This will get to them. This will cause a stir in the community, and of course, we're going to see what's going to happen as far as Miss Hughes coming back, but this is something that the school definitely did not want to happen, but Will said screw all that, and you can see the look on Carlton's face like, man, I could not do it, but we know he kind of wanted to do it, but he also didn't want to, mess up his chances for the Founders Award. Carlton is going to be battling a lot of different things this season, and this is just one of them. We can see your girl Ashley. She's looking out of her window of the classroom. She's happy. She's able to see it, and she ain't giving a damn about what her teacher's talking about. She gonna see that sign, and then we see all the students on live having a good time, and this mission is complete. Your boy Will stepped up to the plate and said, you know what? I ain't listening to them. I'm going to stand up for Miss Huge. And now we're going to see the aftermath in episode 4, which I know Carlton will be going through it. Hell, he went through it through this episode, so y'all know he going to be going through it a whole lot more in episode 4 because everybody was counting on him to do that speech, but he couldn't do it. They didn't understand what was going down, but he has that anxiety, and as of right now, it's definitely getting the best of him. I'm just hoping he has a better, end of the season. You know what I'm saying? Because he's struggling already, and we only in episode 3, y'all. So what do y'all think is going to happen in episode 4? I want y'all to leave y'all theories, predictions. Leave it all down below. We will continue to talk about Bel-Air season 2 very soon. I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.